Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make this dog toy. It is a chew toy. It is made out of canvas and it has cotton as well as thread. And I included some crinkle paper inside it and a little squeaker toy as well. Along with all dog toys, I just want to emphasize the importance of making sure that you are watching your dog while they are playing with any dog toys that you make or buy, just to be on the safe side. And I've made a few of these, and because I use canvas, it's a pretty good chew toy for my dog, who's a golden doodle. She's about 45 pounds, and so this is a perfect size for her. However, it would not probably stand up to super chewer dogs. So, but it's super cute, and of course, be mindful of the fabric choices you make. So let me show you how to make this easy dog toy. This is a perfect design to personalize for your little pup. And what I mean by that is there's a space right here where you can add your dog's name. So I'm gonna do that with my dog. And the font I'm using is from the Itch to Stitch. And what you're going to want to do is move it into the location where you want it. So I want it right between here. And I kind of want to space out the letters just a little bit. So that means I have to center it again and then move it down one more time. And I think I really like that. That looks really good. I think I'm going to play with this one a little bit. I'm going to see if I can just move it over a couple because the S looks a little crowded. There we go. That looks really nice. Okay, so then the personalization cannot happen last because this stitch, which is a single stitch that goes like this and then does a V stitch right back, that's when we put the back to it, and so it will not stitch properly. So I like to put the font in before this stitch where it's the little satin stitch for the line. So I'm just gonna put it like that. And I'm going to just make sure that I have it correctly. And so there's all the placement stitches and all the appliques. There's the satin stitch for the stem, then the pumpkin orange. Very good. Then here comes the name. That's exactly right. That's how it needs to be. And then, of course, it does the little lines for the name. And then, of course, the very last one, which will be the end where we put the back on. All right, so this is ready to go. So I'm going to save it to my jump stick and then, I'm going to bring it to my machine. The nice thing about this design is you can play around with it and make it very uniquely yours. So for example, for the fabric, I'm going to use this all natural canvas. This makes a good background of my design, and canvas is pretty strong fabric. So for those dogs that like to really chew. And then for my appliques, I'm actually going to use these fall colors. I haven't decided which ones to get. I just have a bag full of them and a bunch of scraps and things like that. So I'm making this pumpkin more of like a Thanksgiving-esque pumpkin. But of course, you can use Halloween, or you can do a traditional orange one. Like the choices of fabric you choose to use is totally up to you. And then you can hear my dog playing with another dog toy I made. The other thing I want is a squeaker. So this is a squeaker. It makes a lot of fun noise. Daisy loves it. And she heard me. Oh, she's here already. She wants it. So this is important. And also, I like to use, let me grab it real quick. I like to put some this crinkle paper in it as well. So that's what I'm going to do as well, just to get a little extra sound inside. And then I'll also fill it up with a little bit of polyester fiber, polyester fill, just to give it a little bit more shape. So I'm going to take it to the machine, and really this design's easy. You just stay over at your machine. I'm going to put it in and do the placement stitch, and then I will show you how to create it. Place tearaway stabilizer in your embroidery hoop and run the first step, the placement stitch. Place your base fabric, I'm using natural canvas, right side up over the placement stitches. Then run the next step. It's a double stitch to secure it. Keep the hoop in the machine and run the next step, the placement stitch for the pumpkin stem. Place your pumpkin stem fabric right side up over the stitches, then run the next step to tack it down. Use applique scissors to trim close to the stitch lines without cutting them, removing all the excess fabric. Place the hoop back at the machine and repeat the same process as the stem to complete the rest of the appliques for this design. Once all appliques are done, run the satin stitches around the stem and the pumpkin. If you're personalizing, now is the time to stitch it out. I'm using a font from the Itch to Stitch. The final detail stitches are the 2 lines that frame the personalization area. For the final stitch, place your second backing piece wrong side up, again I'm using canvas, over the design. Run the last step. This is a single stitch that returns to a starting point using a bean stitch. Remove the design from the hoop and gently tear away the stabilizer. It doesn't have to be perfect, just get as much as you possibly can. We are now going to trim around the design, and before we do that, we want to have some excess fabric at the bottom of the design. So find the hole right here. So if you see there's the hole, that's how we're going to turn it inside out. And what I do is I just take my sharp scissors and cut a slant like so on this side, and then like a diagonal snip right here. And then I'm gonna carefully cut around here, about a 1/8 inch seam allowance. Be careful that I do not snip the stitches. After you have cut around the design, turn it inside out and use a small blunt tool to poke out all of the edges to give it a nice crisp design shape. I am going to fill it with some stuffing, but because I'm going to do a top stitch around here, I need to have, I can't fill it way too much. And so you don't have to do this. I'm going to do this. What I'm going to do is basically take some wonder clips and just put some wonder clips around it just so that the stuffing doesn't get that far. And then it's just a reminder for me not to like overstuff it, because I need to be able to get it underneath the sewing machine. I'm gonna grab some of this crinkle paper and I'm just gonna shove it inside. Actually, I'm gonna fold it this way, I think. I'm just gonna shove it inside into the sides of this design, just like so. Get a little extra fun for the dog, that noise. Of course, you can just like use leftover like bag paper from like cereal box, and you can reuse that stuff and put it in there. Now it's time to stuff the dog toy. Be careful not to overstuff it. You'll need enough space to A, insert the squeaker, and B, fit the toy under the machine for that top stitch. So I first start filling at the top right here, and then I just use a tool to push it down, and then I start filling on the sides. Then I take my noisemaker and I just shove it in the middle, because I want it in the middle, and then I'll fill a little bit more. I'll fill maybe a little bit more, but I think I'm actually pretty good there. Yeah, I think I'm pretty good there. Okay. All right, so noisemaker's in. I'm gonna add one more crinkle piece in there. And then we're gonna close it. So make sure this is all the way in there, shove it there, okay? So what you do is you fold it down like so. And then what you're gonna do is grab some Wonder Clips. Now carefully sew a top stitch all the way around the toy to close it and give it a finished look. And we are all done with the dog toy with the cute little pumpkin applique pattern. And you can hear the crinkle in it and the squeaker in it. So my dog is actually going crazy already. She's like, give it to me, Mom. So easy to do. I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much for watching the video. Thanks for watching. This design is free on my Patreon. Check the link below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more creative fun.